Good morning, guys. It's Michaela with Your Everyday Woman. So today I am going to go ahead and do a try to get ready with me. So let's just go ahead and get right into it. I already did my skincare with this Kylie Skin Vitamin C Serum and this Kylie Skin Moisturizer. I'm just going to go ahead and finish rubbing that in. And next I'm going to go ahead and go into my Clinique Even Better Eyes Eye Brightener. So yeah, for today, I mean, won't really have too much, that I know I want to talk about, so I guess we're just going to keep chatting and see where the conversation leads. At this point, I am 1 month postpartum. A little bit over 1 month. Baby girl had her 4 weeks, turned 4 weeks on July 24th. Honestly, I can't believe that she is already a month old. Honestly, I couldn't believe that I am going to go ahead and fill in my brows with the Benefit Brow in a mini size. But honestly, I still can't believe she's here, let alone 1 month old already. So I think that's just crazy. That I've got, a 1 month old, and so she's smiling, she's starting to smile, she's cooing a lot, she's doing good, she's actually a really good sleeper, which is great considering that Abby is not a good sleeper. Right now, our current sleep schedule is she'll usually fall asleep for like her last nap between around like 7 o'clock, then she'll wake up around 9:30. So the difficult part is I like to go to bed around 9:30, so we're usually up till like 11, around 11 or 12 afterwards. I mean, she's not up for too long, but I do struggle there. And then she'll usually sleep until about 4 o'clock in the morning, or yeah, between 3 and 4 usually. So, I mean, it's not too bad. She'll wake up, have a bottle, and she's usually back to sleep within an hour. I mean, some nights are more difficult than others. Sometimes she's back to sleep within the hour. Sometimes she'll be up for the rest of the morning. So, those kind of get difficult. But on the nights she does choose to go back to sleep, she'll usually wake up again around between 5 and 6, have a bottle, and then she'll be down till 8, sometimes 8:30. So, I mean, as far as a newborn sleep schedule goes, it's actually not that bad. Which, it's, and honestly, I thought that being a mom of 2 little ones was going to be a lot harder than it actually is. I mean, obviously it's difficult. There's 2 of them now to keep track of. I'm going to go ahead and go in with Colourpop Pretty Fresh Hyaluronic Acid Primer. I'm going to shake it up real quick. But, I mean, as far as the adjusting itself goes, I'm not really having as hard of a time with it. I think it's because, like, with Abby, I was a new mom, so I had that learning curve that I had to do, and so this time around, like, just that aspect alone has been a whole lot easier than as if I were a new mom, and I just haven't gotten much sleep for the last 2 years, so adjusting to the exhaustion of it all hasn't been as bad. I mean, Abby is obviously on a better sleep schedule now than when she was as a newborn, but overall, I mean, just having to adjust to be able to sleep as much as I wanted to not get any sleep at all, that itself has not been half bad. As far as how I'm doing postpartum, I'm going to go ahead and go in with this Covergirl Skinmilk on my beauty blender. But as far as my, me going postpartum wise, I mean, I don't feel like I have any like postpartum like depression or anything like that. Postpartum wise, I'm doing actually really good. Again, because I don't have that learning curve like I did with Abby. I don't feel like it's as bad as it was. Like, I remember with Abby, I don't think I went through like a full-on like postpartum depression or anything, but I did go, I did have like some postpartum, like, I think it was more like the post-baby blues, which that was difficult. That was not exactly fun. But I mean, this time around, it seems like it's a lot easier, which is good. I've do feel like that's kind of where I've been getting a break. I am able to put Amelia down for naps better. With Abby, I still have to hold her while she naps. So it's been a lot better. But yeah, my body itself goes, I bled for about 3 weeks, and this is going to be a little bit too much information, so if you're sensitive to like womanly topics, either skip over this part or just turn off the video. And I'll have it timestamped down below when this weird stuff is over. I'm going to go in with the Urban Decay Stay Naked Concealer. But, so, overall, I mean, the bleeding itself, it bled for about 3 weeks, but the last couple weeks or so, it was more just dried leftover blood that just kind of felt like it just needed to go away. But then all of a sudden this week, I got like really crampy, and I started bleeding like all over again, as if I had gotten my period. But at this point, I mean, I don't think, so is 4 weeks postpartum too soon to get your first period? I mean, if anyone has an answer, please let me know. I'd like to know. It's kind of freaking me out a little bit. I mean, nothing that I'm too worried about. Again, it could just be my period. I'm not breastfeeding, so that could have to do with just maybe my body getting back on track sooner rather than later. But if you've experienced this, please let me know, because I am bleeding, and actually I feel like I'm bleeding more now, like today, than I have like in the last couple days when I first started noticing this. It's been about 3 or 4 days now since I started bleeding heavy again. So, and I thought I was going to be done having to wear pads and stuff by this point. I could start feeling more normal, but, it's just not exactly working out for me. So, yeah, let me know. Just let me know if you've experienced bleeding all over again, or maybe what's going on, or anything like that. Alright, so for today's eyeshadow palette, I'm going to go in with the Urban Decay Naked Ultraviolet. I'm going to go ahead and start in the shade Optimize and just put that in my crease. Let's see if I can zoom in a little bit. So I'm going to just start off with that in the crease. And then, so yeah, I mean, other than like dealing with like the bleeding and like some additional cramping and stuff, I'm actually doing pretty good postpartum. I've been learning to adjust to 2 girls. I mean, it's been fine, it's been good. It's just pretty much just going through the motions of motherhood. I am going to go ahead and dip into this shade Cyberpunk on a smaller crease brush and put that into my deeper crease. This is a nice, really pretty shimmery purple, but it looks really good in the crease. So, yeah, overall, life is getting better. I know we've had a hard year. I mean, it's been hard enough just dealing with like the virus and everything, and all the government shutdowns, which, I mean, without getting into too much detail, I personally don't agree with it. I feel like they're trying to have means of control, and for me personally, I don't like that at all. I personally don't believe in wearing a mask. I'm going to go ahead and take the shade Warning on a flat brush and take that on the outer 2/3 of my lid. But yeah, personally, I don't believe in wearing a mask. I mean, and it's not one of those things where I'm like, wear a mask, don't wear a mask. Honestly, if you feel like you need to wear a mask, wear a mask. If that's what makes you feel safe. However, don't look at me like I need to wear a mask. Because one, when I was pregnant, I couldn't even breathe with the mask on, and two, I feel like the government's trying to control me, and unless like I go into somewhere and they tell me that I need to, I usually won't wear a mask. Because again, personally, I feel like that's infringing on my rights as a human being and as a mother, and I don't want to be subjected to that. So I mean, and quite honestly, I don't believe masks work as good as people are saying they do. And again, if you feel like you need to, I'm not against wearing a mask. you protect you the way you need to protect yourself. But for me, I feel like I'm more protected by not wearing a mask, because then I can get the proper amount of oxygen that I need. So anyway, that's just kind of where I'm stand with it. So yeah, that was 2020 so far. And then my whole situation with everything going on, we've fallen on some other hard times on top of that. I'm gonna go ahead and take the shade Dazed and put that on my inner lid on the same brush. I'm just gonna flip it over. But overall, I mean, you know, my situation itself, we're healing, it's getting better. I mean, we still need a lot of prayer because our family is not where it needs to be yet. It's very much like we're healing, but we're not there yet. And honestly, we still probably got another year of true healing before things will get better throughout as time goes on. But before, you know, we can really start saying, okay, things are good again. And unfortunately, that's just, you know, the reality of our circumstance. I mean, you know, with everything going on, you know, you get stressed, life gets busy, and then before you know it, tragedy happens, and you just don't know how to handle it. And, you know, really relying on who God is. And I mean, this whole situation has to really pronounce my faith. I mean, I've seen miracles that, you know, should not have, you know, that, you know, things should have ended in even worse tragedy, but the miracles have taken place. I mean, my faith has really been built a lot over these last few months. But when when you go through things I mean, I lived a very stable life. I had never had a hard time growing up at all. I'm gonna go ahead and take a mixture of the shades Warning and Cyberpunk on my lower lash line on the other end of this brush. But, you know, my life has always been pretty stable, and for me to not have stability, it's honestly not something I'm comfortable with. I've been taken out of my comfort zone tremendously. So, I mean, it's just, you know, learning how to live in peace despite the circumstance. So, you know, we're healing, but we're not healed yet. So just continue to pray for my family. And again, I thank everyone for all your prayers and kind words throughout the situation. I will go ahead and leave I have it named Crisis Situation playlist, but I might go ahead and change the name of the playlist. But anyway, if you want to kind of keep updating, get updated on where I'm at, I will leave that link down below. So I'm going to go ahead and take the shade Trippin' and just put it as my brow bone highlight. So, you know, it's just, you know, it's been a really faith-building year for me. You know, again, I've seen miracles that, you know, and I've seen miracles that you would never think you'd see. I'm also putting this on the inner corners of my eyes. And then I've seen tragedy that I never think, you know, I'd see. And it's you know, it is what it is. I've grown a lot as a human. I've grown a lot as a person. I'm going to go ahead and just take my Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara. But I've grown a lot as a human being. I've grown a lot, you know, in my roles as a wife and a mother. And I've had to take on, you know, those roles in an even deeper meaning. I've learned what it's like to, you know, I've learned that got that in my eye. No. Oh well. I've just, you know, like with my role as a wife and a mother, you know, I've learned how to, you know, be strong for my kids in a way I've never had to be strong for them for. And I've been going through all this while I was pregnant with my youngest. And honestly, it's made me a stronger person. It's made me a stronger human being. Honestly, would I say that I would, if I could change things, would I? Yes, honestly, I'd have changed the situation. I'd have chosen to learn these lessons in a different way. But, I mean, that's not the reality of our circumstance right now. And I just, as much as I wish I could change it, I can't. But, I wouldn't change the growth that has happened, but I would change what the circumstance was. Because it's something that's, you know, and there will be a point, and I know I've been very vague and I'm trying not to be secretive with what's going on, but I'm trying to keep it to where until my husband and I are able to have a discussion, to sit down and say, hey, is it time to share this on this platform? then at this point I just need to keep it really private. I've been really trying hard to not you know, to keep it to where what I'm going through as a wife and a mother. And you know what, hopefully I do hope that I can reach, you know, some of you guys, and maybe, you know, even though you don't know my circumstance, maybe you can relate to some of the emotions I'm going through and having to work through, and maybe that'll help you just be able to relate in a different sort of way. So, I mean, you know, maybe you know, when I share my circumstance, maybe it'll help more, or maybe, you know, I want to be as transparent as possible while still trying to keep the privacy of my family where that needs to be, and just share my emotions. And I mean, you know, if you can relate, great, and if you can't, I hope you're enjoying the story. You know, it's been a very hard year for my family, and I don't know if you can hear baby girl crying in the background. I'll go ahead and get her in a minute, but I am almost done with my makeup. So I'm going to go ahead and go into my Beaute Bronze in Paradise palette. I got this in my BoxyCharm. I have been liking this palette. This shade, the lightest shade here, is the only one that seems to work on my more fair skin tone. And even that can be a little bit too dark if I don't use a light hand. But I can use the other shades as like transition shades and deepening up shades for like my eyes and stuff, so I really have been liking them for that. So yeah, I mean, how are you guys doing with everything that's been going on? How's 2020 been going for you? Has it been a hard year? Has it been a good year? Have circumstances really gotten out of hand? I mean, I know nobody expected what happened to be happening. Nobody expected to have to be stuck in quarantine. But overall, I mean, hopefully you guys can find the good within the bad, and things can get better. And I mean, hopefully next year it'll just be, you know, hopefully 2021 will be our year. You know, we were all hoping for a good 2020, but it didn't quite work out. I am going to go ahead and take my Physicians formula. It's my Blushing Peach. Don't remember the name of this, but it's just a multicolored blush, and I'm going to put that on the apples of my cheeks and my nose. So yeah, hopefully 2020 is a better year for you guys, or 2021 is a better year for you guys. I'm going to go ahead and take my e.l.f. Baked Highlighter Bronzer Duo and take the highlight side. So, I mean, yeah, hopefully next year will be better than this year. We were all expecting 2020 to be a big year, and it's honestly just been a year of tragedy and chaos. I mean, I know I'm not the only one. I know, you know, things as a whole haven't been great. But, I mean, you know, trying to find the blessings in the chaos, and unfortunately I haven't been the greatest at that this year. I've had a really hard time trying to do that. But, again, I've grown a lot as a person, and that's definitely one thing I could say is a huge blessing. I had my youngest baby girl. She's been great. I've grown a lot in who I am as a person, and I've toughened up a lot. So, yeah, it's been a year of growth. That's definitely something I can say for sure. Alright, this lipstick might be a little too bold for this look, but I'm going to take the Physicians Formula Rosé Kiss All Day lipstick. Definitely a little bright for the look, but I mean, it might work. I'll probably end up taking it off later. I just kind of want to see how it look with the purples. But it's, yeah, not my favorite combo. I might go ahead and take it off. Maybe put chapstick on, maybe put a nude lip on. I just kind of wanted to see how it would look with the purples. I don't know, let me know what you think. Yay or nay to the lipstick? Yeah. Bold eye and bold lip don't always go together, but just wanted to play around. And finally, I'm going to take my Farsali Rose Gold Skin Mist. And honestly, this smells like vinegar, so if that's not, it smells like apple cider vinegar to me, so if that's not your scent, you might not like this. Not my favorite, but I mean, I have it, so I'm going to use it. So, yeah, let me go ahead and take my hair out. I've got my pajamas on right now, but I'll go ahead and change that. I figured these are nice, cute little pajamas to wear in a video, so, and they're comfy. So with that, I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I do videos focusing on beauty, fashion, lifestyle, and motherhood. And I'm gonna go take care of my screaming baby. So, yeah, so don't worry, she's fine. She's fed, she's changed. We're just trying to learn how to, you know, we're just trying to learn how to work. You know, she's only a month old, so we're just trying to learn how to work with our new dynamic, that's all. So anyway, thank you for watching. God bless, and bye, guys.